Okay, hello. I'm going to be playing the role of Ben in this exercise where I'm going to share 5 worst memories and 5 best memories. And this is Ben's example. Yeah, so when I was age 5, I basically lied to my parents about taking this toy from my brother, and it felt terrible because they looked me right in the eyes and asked me to tell them the truth, and I didn't tell them the truth, and lying made me feel terrible. In that moment, I felt horrible. um, all I've ever wanted to do in the family, and especially then, is to be of value and to add value, and I wanted to help, and I wanted to give, I wanted to provide something, and this was just like the opposite of that. I felt like I was somehow taking away from the family, and like, just not being there for the family, because that's another thing that's important to me, is to be there for them, to be there for the family, be there for my parents. And this just didn't feel like I was doing that and committing to them in the way that I know I wanted to. So I did eventually tell the truth, because I just couldn't hold it in any longer. And I just hated that lying. And also I just wanted to add value, not kind of add stress. um, and also I just wanted to be true to them and be kind of commit and loyal to my parents and to the family. And I felt like I wasn't doing that in that moment. And then age 8, my grandmother made me something out of nothing, and that felt amazing. And it was this teddy, and it was because she made it out of nothing. She created this thing out of nothing, and it was like a gesture of loyalty to our relationship. It was a real, it just meant a lot to me because of it. And it just meant a lot that she would create it out of nothing, and it was kind of a commitment to our relationship. And so to reciprocate that, I wanted to keep it forever. But I wasn't able to. And I just remember this moment. I can't remember when or where I lost it, but I just remember the realization of losing it, and then all that it represented. Then age 13, I felt amazing. This we had like the best holiday in Italy, like the best holiday. And I just remember having like so much fun with my brother, like playing like loads of different games and the sports or activities or exercises. And we just felt like a real unit, like me and him, like a real happy unit. And we felt like a happy unit as a family as well. Like we all felt like we were just pulling together to all have fun, but just pull together. And it was the main thing of just that feeling like a unit, feeling together, feeling like a harmonious blend, if you like, of like all of us being together. And also in the activities, like I love doing stuff. Like I like, again, like adding things to the mix, whether it's like adding some kind of value to my team, or whether it's like singing, having fun, like as in like making my family laugh or something like that. And I just love being a part of making the holiday enjoyable for everyone and contributing in that sense. As I said, I love singing karaoke as well, just like a space to be myself as well. Like it just had everything. I actually loved that, to just let out what was inside, and I just did that through singing. Probably wasn't great, but yeah, again, maybe it contributed something to the holiday, I don't know. But I just got to sing at the top of my lungs and just be myself, and all of those other things. So all of that together just made it amazing. Then 15 and a half, roughly, I fell in love, and it was my first love, and it was just us talking every day and like seeing each other on the weekends, and it was just so full on. But I just loved it. I loved working well as a unit and as a team and as like this little partnership that I'd never had that kind of closeness and tight knitness before. And that felt so good. And just like, again, to be completely myself with her, and share that with her, and share what was inside, like whether that was like before, maybe I did it through singing and stuff like that, but this was like just through communication. And I just love being able to share that, what was going on inside for me. I respected her a lot. Like I treated her really well. People used to notice that, and she really noticed that, like how well I treated her and how much like I valued her in that sense, and admired her intelligence and her talents and things like that, and just generally just tried to treat her really well. Not that meant so much to me. It was just something that people noticed I particularly did for her, and she noticed it too. Age 16, I had a basketball injury, basically. And the thing with that is that it stopped me doing all the things I love about basketball. And the things I love about basketball is us connecting well as a team, and where we worked hard but like kind of progressed, and we achieved a lot. um and I guess that necessarily wasn't like the thing that I loved the most, but we certainly did do that. And I was captain of the National League team, and we won lots of trophies and won lots of medals. And I managed to lead into achieving quite a lot, which was cool, which was good. But what I loved really about it was this connection as a team, and this what I could give in terms of value to the team. And I guess the other thing I love about the sport basketball as well is just like how, I guess, creative it can be sometimes. Like you can like create a play, creating something out of nothing, and you can just pull like a play together, and it just all works really well, and everyone's working together, but doing so in this like quite arty, like creative way. Like it's not so just like robotic. And I love that about it too. And this injury just meant I couldn't do any of that. So those things were just not in my life at the time. And also at 16, so not long after, I guess it was maybe a little bit more than half a year, like, but it was about a year and a half, my relationship. But I would say that moment before 15 and a half was just like when it felt amazing. And then about half a year later, I found out she was cheating on me. And her cheating on me was, I just hated it because it felt so dishonest, felt so disloyal. Like she didn't value me or anything that I did or added to the relationship. So that was the main few things there. I still honored her, still respected her, still wished her well. I tried to make her feel better about what happened. I tried to care for her in those moments, even though it didn't necessarily make me feel better, but I knew it would make her feel better. And I guess that's just something that comes quite naturally to me. As I say, it's not something that I particularly enjoy or loved about that experience, but it's just something that I guess comes quite naturally in that sense, without sounding too arrogant. Age 19, this felt amazing. I was basically making music in a band. And man, like those times when we would, again, similar to maybe the basketball thing, like when we would create something out of nothing, and that you think was good and you think was amazing, we'd have these grins all over our faces, like as this music would evolve out of nothing, and that we all got to like express what was inside us and just be who we wanted to be in those moments. But it actually working together as a unit through this kind of creativity, like was like amazing, felt incredible. And at 20, university nights out. I know it sounds like superficial, but those moments when I would pull people together and like we would sing in a circle and jump up and down and just be like purely just like full of like I guess love for each other. But it just felt again like this unit of strong togetherness and a strong unit, brought together and bonded together through this music, and this like us singing at the top of our lungs was amazing. And again, just being able to just like express what was in, the kind of the creative element, just bringing everyone together out of nowhere. And then feeling like maybe I had something a part to do with it too, felt really good. Like I had some part to play in pulling everyone together, I think felt really good. I was always the one that kind of organized the nights out and stuff like that. So that always felt good when I was adding some kind of value in that sense. And then my wedding day, yeah. And I was determined to make this wedding day like amazing. So I just pulled out all the stops and just was like determined to push through any blockers that came my way, because I wanted it to be the most special day for my wife. And I created this like surprise for her and stuff like that. And so that felt, not necessarily that felt amazing, but like I think that again, that comes quite naturally. That kind of sort of, I guess like the perseverance and persistence and determination to kind of get something done was probably what led to that like surprise going so well. But what I loved about the day, oh my gosh, like the reason why this is a plus 100 and easy the best day of my life, was I just remember sitting down and looking around and just seeing everyone around me, being like, everyone came for us. Like we're all in this like room, this, you know, this place, this venue together, you know, and as a unit, again, like just pulling towards this one goal, and enjoying this one moment and this one day together. Just having everyone in one place that you love is just like, yeah, it's a feeling like no other. And that surprise and the speech also felt like made me feel like I gave something to the day, which again is really important to me, that I have some kind of value to add. And most importantly, I got to commit to my wife for the rest of our lives, and a commitment like that means a lot to me, and something that I hold dearly today, over a decade later. So yeah, that was a hugely important part of the day for me, and what made it a +100 too.